today we're making pambazos in the kitchen. This is a yummy Mexican dish. A lot of times you'll see this made as an appetizer. My family likes to eat it as a main dish. The first thing that I'm going to do, well, let me tell you give you a little background of what I've already done. So I took 6 potatoes. You can use golden, you can use just regular baking potatoes, whatever you have on hand. 6 potatoes, and I boiled them. I boiled them with the skins on, and I had not cut them up, so they were whole potatoes. Boiled them until they were cooked through, peeled them, and chopped them into cubes. So that's what I have here, 6 potatoes. And the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take some chorizo. And if you're not familiar with what chorizo is a Mexican sausage, and it is flavored with Mexican spices, chilies, and oregano, and lots of different typical spices that are used in Mexican cooking. I'm taking the casing off. This is 1 pound, by the way. Take that casing right off. I'm going to bring it over here, and I've got my frying pan on a medium-high heat. And got my spoon here, and I'm just going to chop that right up. I'm just going to add a little swish of oil to the pan, and I've got about a half of a white onion that I'm going to add, and you can see I've just got it in half rings. Smells good. Chorizo is really yummy. So I'm breaking up that meat, and like I said, I needed to add some oil to the bottom of the pan. And so I'm just going to brown this up, and as soon as we've got that browned up, we'll move to the next step. What we're going to do, I'm going to use a slotted spoon, and I'm going to take it out of the pan, and you can see that the onions are nice and soft. Now we've got all that yummy flavor in the bottom of the pan, and we don't want that to go to waste. So we're actually going to heat up our bread in this same pan. And I'm just going to add a little bit more oil to the pan and kind of scrape some of those flavors off the bottom of the pan. And then what I'm going to do, see how that's all scraping up all those nice flavors from the chorizo? I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to get one of my, we've got lots of kids running around the kitchen today. I'm going to get one of my pieces of bread. Now this is a bolito. I want to make sure I say this right. Say, Star, tell me how to
Bolillo.
Bolillo. And typically, this bread is going to be much easier to find than the bread that, I don't want to cut myself, so I'm just going to be careful really quick. This would probably be the easiest bread for you to find in your Latin market for making this. And basically, I just cut it so that there's still a little bit attached there. And I'm just going to bring it over. I need to turn my heat on medium heat. And what I'm doing is basically, I'm just kind of warming up and giving this bread like a little bit of a fry so we can get all those yummy flavors into the bread. And this recipe that I'm making today, it will serve 6. So we'll do 6 of these. Most of the recipes I make serve 6 because that's how many is in our family. You know, eliminate some from your recipe if you've got less people in your family, or add more if you've got more. But basically that's what, Cicely, can you grab me a plate, please?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do with that, and it's toasting up nice. Thank you. And I've got to do this to 6, so as soon as we get that done, we'll move on to the chorizo. We're going to pop it back in the pan. We're going to take our 6 potatoes, and I did salt these potatoes. You want to make sure you sprinkle some salt over the top. And we're going to add those potatoes to the pan. We're going to mix that together. This is going to make our filling Very delicious. Hey sister, I don't mind if you're in the kitchen, but don't bang the cabinets, all right? My daughter's in here with me today. All right, so we're just gonna let this cook together. Now, some little tip that I need to give you. Your chorizo is gonna vary depending upon where you bought it. Sometimes you might find that your chorizo has a lot of excess oil. And this chorizo that I cooked today, just a second. Yes, Farron, what can I do for you? You can get one, okay? Now, this chorizo that I got today was very lean, and so there wasn't a lot of fat to render down. And because of that, I had to add a little bit of oil to my pan so that I wouldn't have any stick and so that I could do my bread in there as well. But there's been times when I've bought the chorizo and it is just loaded with oil. So you'll want to keep that in mind. If you got too much oil in your pan when it's time to do the bread, then you might want to remove some of that because you don't want it to be soaking in fat. We've got that ready. Like I said, that just wants to kind of cook together and get all nice and yummy. So the next step we're going to do, I'm going to bring this over here to my counter. And I'm going to take one of my pieces of bread and I'm going to load my bread up with this yummy filling. It's very delicious. And then I'm also going to take, I've got some lettuce here. Now typically Mexicans will take their lettuce and the way they'll clean it, they will, this was something I had never done before. But they'll take their lettuce and they'll soak it in some water. And you know what? I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm going to take my lettuce that I've been soaking. I'm going to pour it in here. Give it a little swish. Now I'm going to take a little of my lettuce. And I've got some panela cheese here. So I'm going to add some panela cheese. Move some of these things out of the way. And you can see that's looking so delicious. And then, this is optional, but we like to do this. I've got some avocado. And fortunately I didn't peel that off beforehand. So I've got some avocado there. And then I have some salsa verde that I'm just going to pour right over the top. Now, if that doesn't look delicious, look at that. That is absolutely delicious. And there you have it. Your family will like this. This is a kid-friendly dish. I would be really surprised if your kids didn't like it. Give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. I always like to hear from you to hear if you enjoyed the meal or not. But I hope you enjoy, and let me know what you think. We'll see you. Bye-bye.